because I really do feel after we had something like Jade Elm and the AI test that was carried out there, we're basically all being assimilated slowly into this AI system. Or maybe I'm just going a bit too tinfoil.
No, I think you're right, and I think the way I would say it is that with an ionized atmosphere, with a conductive, battery-ready atmosphere, and conductive metals in our bloodstream and in our lungs, in our heart, beyond the blood-brain barrier, we are plugged in to what is being created around us in our previously natural environment. Yes, I would say you're absolutely right. Billy, do you want to add to that?
Well, let's put it this way. Let's look at our atmosphere as a vacuum tube, electron vacuum tube. It has a heater in it, it has a grid in it, it has a plate, and it has an. When you light up an amplifier and you create a massive amount of power, you get a scorching of the screens and grids where it's overloading grids. This is plasma. See, this is energy, plasma energy at work on an electron tube. When you see that electron tube turn cherry red, you're looking at the action of plasma. Our atmosphere is like that vacuum tube in the sense that it is a vacuum. The higher you go into an altitude, the closer you get to a vacuum. If you can electrify the sides of this vacuum and charge it up with positive and negatives and store it, then you have a way to initiate a signal through this, then you have an amplifier. And when you get to a point where you saturate that amplifier, it goes into a plasmatic effect. And in this plasmatic effect, you get a cyclotronic movement, which is mainly speaking, it's a vortex, an electronic vortex. It goes round, round, round.
Almost like a particle accelerator, Billy?
Fire from the sky.
Yeah, basically, yes.
Take a bite of it.
Then it becomes.
The shorter the wavelength, the less area that is consumed by an antenna and the electronics. You can make your electronics diminish in size. Your antennas can be as small as a micrometer. Stand by.
That is absolutely.
Yes, there are many sensors. We've read articles about the release of billions of tiny sensors that are already bringing information back to supercomputers. I think that you have to assume not just the sensors, but the microprocessors are also swimming in our bloodstream.
You know, they've got a supercomputer or a quantum computer called the D-Wave. Now, one of these D-Waves is owned by Google and NASA, and there's also one that sits right at the heart of CERN. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know too much or if CERN ties into any of this, but Billy, is CERN at all come into this?
Absolutely. Every time the CERN makes a rotation with its magnetic field, it is endeavoring a cyclotronic movement.
And it itself produces a torsion field, is that not correct?
That's right. It also creates a cyclotronic resonance.
Now going to be working with many other ionospheric heaters and radar installations and SBXs and all sorts of things in order to do weather, to do different operations. I named 7 in my book on chemtrails and HAARP. And now it has been transformed into one of many so that they can all be calibrated to create the space fence. But we haven't mentioned some very important parts of the space fence. Billy, how should we proceed? I don't want to miss out on talking about the wind farms and their role in this pulsing and frequency
Oh, hang
And
on.
then-
Did you say wind farms, Ilana? I come
Yeah.
from the land
You
of
have-
wind farms.
Yeah, you have a big one over there. I just heard about it. Yeah. So, Billy, do you want to cover that first?
Okay, let's put it this way. In order for all this magic to work, you have to be able to charge up the atmosphere, maintain a charge on the atmosphere to ionize anything. In doing so, the weather can do it. The movement of particulates in the air moving through a flux field will charge up the atmosphere to a point. It's the biggest motor or generator of this world. It's the weather. It incites more electricity than any other component of this world, including anything man has ever made. Now, man is catching up by utilizing wind farms to pulse charges into the air. Not only do these instruments create green effect electricity, but they also are improvised to develop a pulsing of static into the atmosphere. Every time the blade goes around, the fiberglass blade goes around, it discharges as soon as it crosses its supporting pendulum. It discharges the two blades in the air. So for every revolution of that wind wheel, it will pulse 3 times per revolution. That pulse is charging the atmosphere above it. When you've got a wind farm, then you have a massive power supply that's creating voltages up in the millions and millions of volts that are in the atmosphere. When this discharges, it creates a lightning effect that is so short that it's not even seen. It's like a super blast that you don't, it's so fast.